But it's important to remember the other thing that happened in that year, or culminated in that year, was the Royal Commission into Aboriginal Deaths in Custody. Now, where would we be today, and this is a great question for us to think about, if all of those 300 plus recommendations were put in place? Would we be having this discussion? And I think the answer, or this nature of this discussion, and I actually think the answer is no, we wouldn't. We wouldn't. And it just becomes so exhausting for Aboriginal communities to think, well, you know, an opportunity lost there. We're going through the Dondale Royal Commission now. There'll be another 380 recommendations. Will they sit on the shelf and be cherry-picked once again?
Indigenous people have the right to determine their own affairs at a local and community level. Indigenous people have the right to be consulted in the way that policy is to be made. And of course, these assertions are made because Indigenous people, almost by definition, have a great deal of difficulty getting what you might call parliamentary representation.
We have the legislative environment and the policy environment to address the issues of incarceration immediately. We have excellent quality leaders and programs to get behind. So this intransigence, may I suggest, and the lack of accountability to government to meet its own, those actually are responsibilities. So when an individual doesn't meet its responsibilities and breaks the law in a community setting, it goes to jail. What happens when a nation doesn't meet its legislative responsibilities or its rights or its policy statements?